What's up guys, Chris here again, and today I'll be bringing you an update on the APS CAM 870 shotgun. Now the last time you saw it was out at the range and it didn't do too well. So since then I've rebuilt it to a shorty version, as you can see. And the cool thing about this is if you can't decide between the full size and the shorty, I'd recommend that you get the full size and then you can rebuild it to something like this with minimal effort. So what you'll have to do is get a pistol grip. This one is a real Hogue Tamer grip, and you'll need to get a screw to attach it because the one that comes with the grip is imperial threads. And this one is metric standard, so you'll need an MC6S screw in M6 diameter, and I believe the one I have is 50 millimeters long, the screw that is. So and then you'll need to get a forend if you want to replace that. This is a real, I forget what this brand is called, but it's a pistol grip. I think it looks pretty badass. The quality on this is not very good. When I first got this out of the box, I was like, what the F? It looks really bad and cheaply made. However, since installing it, I actually like it pretty much. Mainly because in this configuration, it's very comfortable to maneuver it with that grip on. What you'll also need is you'll need to get the barrel length of your choice. APS offers 3 different barrel lengths, I believe. This is the 14-inch. They also have 22 or 20 and 24. So this is 14-inch, which turns it into a shorty. You'll also need the front end cap to the magazine. It's called an LE cap. You'll have to get the APS one because again the threads are different. I've heard someone that tried a real cap and it didn't work because of the threads were different. The last thing you'll need to convert it to a shorty is the shorter magazine tube spring. APS sells that as well. It's a 4+1 spring. That was out of stock when I wanted to build mine, so I actually bought the extension kit with the what's it called? I think it's an 11-inch extension that goes out here on the barrel, and it comes with the full-length spring. So what I did was I asked someone with the shorty what the length of the spring was, and I cut it to the size that I needed, and it works perfectly. So you can do that if you want. What I also have put on here is the APS rail mount and a replica mini red dot sight. I'm not sure if this technically qualifies as a RMR or whatever, but it's a Trijicon. No, I'm sorry, it's a Doctor sight. I'm not sure if that's a Trijicon, whatever. So that's pretty cool. What I also got was these different colored shell bodies, and there are 2 reasons for that. Number one is I really like this blue color. I think it's really nice. And the second reason was that when I'm loading these, I wanted to have color, color coding for different loads. So the red ones are intended for 6mm 0.2 gram BBs, and those will hold up to 12 BBs. The white ones will be for slugs. I don't have those right here, but you can put paintball rubber balls in here and they'll fit right in without problems, and it will be like a slug. I don't recommend using that for airsoft games because the slugs shoot pretty hard. I believe someone measured it to about 10 joules. So that's just for playing around. And the blue ones are going to be for 8mm airsoft BBs, and I think you can get 4 or 5 of those in. So that's why I have the different colors. But the main reason for this video is that, as you know, at the range, the shotgun didn't do very well. We had a lot of malfunctions, mainly with the shell loads. we didn't get the CO2 in there good enough. We didn't pack the paper caps on well, and so we had a lot of duds and malfunctions. And then we also got crushed up BBs in the trigger mechanism that made the trigger not work. So that's all fixed now, and I actually had this out at an indoor range. Indoor airsoft arena, where I got an entire floor of an abandoned office building all to myself to play with this, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was the most fun I've had in a long time. So I've loaded up, I have 40 shells. Loaded all of those up and went up to the third floor, and I shot these little steel figure targets that I put up, and I shot from about 5 to 10 meter range with the red dot. It was an absolute joy because being a shotgun and the way this shoots, it has a little bit of spread, so using the red dot was absolutely perfect. I could just line up my shot and go boom, boom. I could do really quick follow-up shots with the red dots. It was a lot of fun. And the main point here is that it didn't malfunction. It functioned flawlessly. I basically had a reverse ratio of dud shells to working ones that I had when we were at the range. So maybe 5 or 6 of the 40 shells I loaded didn't go off properly, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was so much fun. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my camera because it was the first time I was at that particular place, and I didn't feel comfortable bringing my camera. But hopefully I can do that next time. They said I was welcome back, so I'll probably go there again. So I'll tell you exactly what happened with the shells. Right, I don't have any CO2 bulbs here, but basically what I think happened was when you put the CO2 capsules in the loading chamber, you put one in with the tip going that way, and then another one with the tip going up, and then you screw those in, tighten it down, and it's supposed to puncture both shells to give you CO2 in this chamber, which then loads up into the actual shells. What happened when we did that the first time was that only one shell got penetrated and leaked out CO2 in here. So the tip that I found was that you put a couple of layers of tape on one of the back ends. What the hell? On one of the back ends of the CO2 capsules, and that will help puncture both shells when you load this. So I think that was a key ingredient to making it work properly. So once I did that, I could really feel the difference when I was loading the shell. You put it in the let me take this on. So you put this goes on here. You're probably familiar with this if you have it. Goes on like so, and then you put your shell in like this. Push it down so that the top of the shell pops up. Tighten down the top to keep it in place. Now here's the thing that I found. When you tighten it down right here, you need to make sure that the center of the tip in there aligns into the shell. I had a couple of shells where I've actually deformed the top of the rim because that didn't go into the center, so that's important. But basically what happened was when I then opened the valve, I could both feel and hear that it was getting a full load of CO2 in there. And then when you're done, you close this valve and you go psh, and you feel and hear the pop of CO2 being in there. It goes like pop, and then you unscrew this and take out the shell, load the BBs and whatever. So, and I was actually surprised at how how quickly I was able to load all 40 shell. I'm not saying it was quick and easy, but it was definitely not as painful as I thought it would be. So that was nice. You know, I was a bit worried after the first time that this wasn't going to work out, but after using it there, this is a really fun gun. I'll tell you that. So and actually this past week, this Thursday, there was supposed to be a game at that site which was pistols and shotguns only. And I was really excited. I wanted to go there and use this and even try to get some kills. I figured I'd have a pretty good chance against pistols. Unfortunately, that was canceled because there weren't enough people who signed up. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go there some other time and try it out in an actual game. And you know, it does come with the shell catcher. This holds up to 10 shells, I believe, before it gets full, and then you can just open it up and empty them out. Let's see, I think that was pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video. Just give you an update on the new looks and that it actually does function fine if you know how to use it properly. And let me tell you, just hearing the gun go off, it sounds pretty loud when the CO2 goes off. Seeing the paper, the BBs and the wadding coming out of the barrel, and then hitting these little steel figures that were going ping, and they were flying all over the place. Really fun. And then of course you have the let's see, I'll do this for you. I mean, this is all right, I caught it. That's, you know, the money right there, being able to just eject a shell, seeing them flying, and being indoors, I didn't care. I just pumped it really hard, and shells were flying all over the place, little figurines were flying all over the place. I got BBs splashing back at me, and yeah, I'll definitely want to go do that again, and hopefully I'll try to bring my camera if I do and get some of that on video. Let's see, there was another thing. Yeah, you just saw me, damn, it's getting darker. You saw that I dry fired it now. I've actually heard 2 or 3 reports of the firing pin breaking and the bolt carrier deforming from dry firing. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. And I actually emailed APS directly and asked them, and they said, no, do not dry fire this gun, it will damage the internals. So if you have one of these, don't do that. Let's see, can we get a shot of the... Yeah, there it is. So that's what the sight looks like. And you know, that compared to using this little ball sight, it was just great, absolutely amazing. Especially, like I said, with the follow-up shots, I was just able to go full on. You know, I had, this takes 4 in the tube and 1 in the chamber, so that's 5 total. I had 6 targets, and I was like shooting all 5 targets in maybe 3 to 4 seconds, just going. Yeah, so this was exactly what I hoped it would be. In terms of just shooting experience and, you know, fun factor, if you will. And also I'm very pleased with that, the fact that I actually wanted to get the shorty version at first, but it was out of stock, so I bought the full size that you saw in the previous video, and then I figured out that, hey, you know, just getting 4 parts, grip, barrel, this is optional, of course, the cap and the spring, you could turn into a short version. Really cool. And the last thing I want to show you is, I do these kind of little, projects. I've made a prototype shell box here. This holds 15 shells, so let's get my bag of shells and I'll just show you. So let's see, it's 5 by 3. And you know, being OCD, I have to get the colors right. So we'll do the American flag way, red, white, and blue. So you pop that in, one like that. Oh, actually, yeah, right, it's just 4 by 3, it's 12 shells. So you put them in like that, and you go with the next layer, you reverse the order of which way the cap is pointing. And let's go blue. Whoop. So that's it, filled up, and then I have these little tabs here that interlock. Lid goes on. The dimensions here are a little bit too tight, not in terms of keeping the shells in place, but you can see it's kind of bulging out a little bit in a couple of directions. And I think I'm gonna make these boxes, paint them black, maybe put a sticker on there, and you know, those kind of things. Let's see. Yeah, I can actually show you one more thing that is kind of cool. Let's get 4 of those. So when you know, this sound is also pretty cool when you load the shells in. I love that sound of the spring and the follower just creaking a little bit inside. So I'm not going to rack it because I don't want to dry fire it unnecessarily. But what I did found was, if you like doing this, like I said, just loading up the shells, you could pump the shells out and then you'll have to dry fire it. But what you can also do is come in here, push the what's it called, shell ramp down, and then on the right side here, right where my finger is, there's a tab holding the shells in place. So if you push that out to the side, the shells will pop out. I was actually, let's see, like that. So that's just a little quick tip for you. All in all, after this second experience, 2 thumbs up. I absolutely love it. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone, being a shell ejector and with the loading process and all of that. But if you like realism, if you do a little backyard plinking, or you have a garage or whatever, I don't know anything airsoft related that is more fun than what this is right here. So that's the update on the APS CAM 870. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.